Arise and take your place. Whatever goes, take your place. The first Liberia is flying on. It's flying on the time. Join the leader. Join loyalty. You just can't do this nation.
Indeed, this is the theme song that opens and closes this show. It is Bits and Pieces of 104.1.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of Liberia.
In the other frequencies across Liberia, in Grand Bassa County, we are heard on 95.7. One county is 90.7, 89.7 in Makibi County, and 96.7 in Vanjamalofa County and beyond. It's a beautiful Thursday afternoon. It promises to be very fiery this afternoon, as usual. Bringing information to your doorsteps. Then we'll talk entertainment. Entertainment with information, it becomes infotainment. And the nation's Henry J. As always, Jala Emmanuel Griffith the First, and the nation's Henry J. Remember Jala Griffith chapter 1 verse 1. Let's talk and talk and talk, and never shall we fight. What are the issues trending here this afternoon? By my side is my young brother, the man who is under the tutelage of Jala Griffith. His name is George Wai. We are here together. We shall take you up to 5 o'clock, hopefully. Who ordered the breaking in the office of the battle speaker? Who ordered them? It triggered 100 PSU officer. Wyman Masale kills a 17-year-old young man. His name is Favor. As human rights violations continue unabated in Liberia, what can we do to bring it to a close or minimize them? And I saw a terrifying moment just a minute ago while coming to the studio, and I will narrate that. Have you seen the man handcuff? He handcuffed the man's foot on his right hand and right foot, and he's telling the man to walk. They beating the guy. 2 police officers. Guy mufti wearing police trousers, but the upper part they're wearing this blue something like, I think they're from city court, the city police or so. But they're beating the guy, walking him out. They handcuff the man right hand on his right foot, and they say he should walk. If you like bro, that's smart thing now. Can't be one that's on the smaller ones that you see. So the ruler caucus, whatever Musa Hassan Belete says, they will never sit under the gavel of Richard Nangbe Kwa's people. Actually, the Musa Belete says they remain resolute. But Belete risks a suspension. His colleague said they will suspend him, but he dares them. He did not dare anyone to suspend me. Why is Bon County lawmaker for the family referring to the social justice of the Supreme Court? He was busy. His comment made at the Bar Association induction, was that the place? He said the man talk is a liquor talk.
The flag of Liberia.
We shall look at all of these things. Without sending information, you will join us via phone, we'll talk about them. Or on the flip side, 3 o'clock, Tapi Luton Nuri communication officer at the National Archives with Journey and my colleague here, being assisted by Ebenezer A. Bobo, the technical assistant and advisor to the DG. They will be here, and hopefully at 4 o'clock, if all the deals goes on, we are saying conversation with Musa Hassan Belede to be at 4 o'clock. Let's say we'll talk to him via phone. He said yes, but then he will come to studio. We still having a conversation to expand on their position today and the subsequent press conference they had after they went to the section and walk away. So hopefully Musa Hassan Belede comes at 4 o'clock.
Declaration of Independence was signed in 1847.
Let me welcome my distinguished young brother, George Waye, to the show. George, welcome. How are you?
Yeah, Jala, thank you. I'm doing good, and I'm happy this afternoon to be here on the show this afternoon. Very fascinating show today.
Absolutely.
Yeah, interesting show today. I'm glad to be here, Jala. Thank you.
Thank you, George, for joining us as well. Let's go to the comment section and welcome the guys who joined us already. With Clarence Carter welcoming them. This calls one called stroking.
Do you like to make love? Have you ever made love just before breakfast? While you watch the late show?
Let me welcome the guys who have joined us already.
Have you ever made love?
Mr. Jeremiah Gideon says, I'm watching live from Congo Town, opposite Wa WCA, Monrovia, Liberia. Welcome, my friend and brother. Robbie M. Bar. Good afternoon, Mr. Grayfield. And humble listener of Voice Liberia. I'm following him from Bushwick Island, Monrovia. It's Robbie M. Bar. Joseph Kennedy said, watching. George Watkins Jr. I'm following. Jenna Promo said, I'm watching from 15 Gate Green Hill Community. Wow, my first time hearing another one from Green Hill Community, 15 Gate. Wow. David Flomo, welcome. David E. Harris. Good afternoon, Jala. I'm following live from Benson and Benson Street, Monrovia. John Kesse. Good day, former boss. Thank you, my friend and brother. One of my stars was there at the time I was at Love FM. I'm following up from a comfortable resident on 12th Street Sinker.
Did you make love last week?
Did he make love last week? Did he make love last night?
Did you make love last week? It might be.
Byron Scott is asking every one of you, man. Monsare Kasumo Abraham.
When you start,
Good afternoon, Voice of Liberia family. I'm following from Dubai. That's Dualam. What we really do to JMB and his people. Jero Aaron King Blackie. I'm following from New Georgia District 13. Asada M. Miller. Good afternoon, Mr. Griffin. I'm watching from Real Light. Good to be back on the show. Asada M. Miller. This guy is asking, Carlos Khan is asking, when last did he make love? Hello, Jala. I'm watching from State Town. It's Prince Widow. Solo what? Koisia. Good afternoon, watching you from my comfortable zone, Ghana's New Georgia estate. While Moses Darianier is watching from South Korea. Moses Darianier. Zeman Gabo. Good afternoon, brother Jala Emmanuel Griffith III.
I was talking to a woman, and it got so good to her. You know what she told me? Let me tell you what she told me.
I'm following you from the Republican state of Georgia, USA. It's Zeman Gabo. It was sad when the video of President Walker mocking our brothers and sisters whom President Trump is about to deport. Ruben Nyelen, watching from Israel. Jerry Pokai, watching from North Dakota, the USA is Jerry Pokai. Token J. Latro, I'm watching from Fargo, the USA. While Prince Widow, yes, from Seatown, Alexander M. Dollar, watching from West Tennessee, the USA. Elton Puku, you watching from Bon County. I'm following from Sibley Farm. David E. Harris, watching from somewhere around oh, let me get my music back. I'll come back. Let me get my music back. Clarence Carter is still here with us. He hasn't gone yet. He's a good guy.
That's what I've been doing. I've been smoking.
Y'all have said this before. Some of our lawmakers are behaving like gangsters and rebels. Takadino B. Krowan. I'm watching for 18th Street, Singa Monrovia. While Ambassador Cyrus Momo Samula, the Secretary General of the CDC USA chapter, has joined us from Minnesota, the USA. Welcome, Ambassador Cyrus Momo Samula. Aliu Krowan watching from somewhere.
While you watch the late show.
Have you ever made love in the backseat of a car? Welcome to it. It's a beautiful day. You cannot fool the missus. You know, this morning, we woke up with the news, very terrifying news, of a PSU officer called Boyman Masale. He willfully took out his arm and killed a minor, 17-year-old young man, very promising young man. The detail of what happened has not been released. I listened to the police spokeswoman this morning. She said the guy is incarcerated. Based on the stand of the police, they will inform the Liberian people what went wrong and all of those. We cannot preempt it and see what, and we can say we know what happened. Neither will we depend on eyewitnesses now. But if eyewitnesses were there, they would tell us what happened. So if you're around when that thing happened, you would tell us. But this is despicable in the first place. To take up weapon and kill somebody, even if that person is against you, is just one of the wicked things I've ever seen in my life. A young man, 70 years old, you grown up man, get gun in your hand. Even if that man throw rock and beat on your head with a rock, will you kill him with a gun? This is the second time that police officers have killed a child. The other time was in the around the former president's house area. A young man was gunned down, and his mother cried and cried and cried. What did the police do? They went there and gave them some money. But the money cannot bring back the life of that young man who got killed in that area at that time. The other young man has been killed again by the police officer. What kind of angry, hungry, trigger-hungry police officer who got in this country? This man go and killed another young man, 17-year-old begin called success. That guy should be out of high school by now, I think so. Because my son graduated from high school at the age of 17. My daughter graduated at the age of 16. So I put in this issue because any bright child will graduate from high school at the age of 17, 16, 17, 18. A promising young man who his parents have sent to school for these years. They spend all their resources. I know what it feels as a father to transfer your child to school every day from ABC to 12th grade. The investment has been wasted. Hey man, President Tobert, a man who takes life, his life will also be taken. He did it to his own brother. Those people need not to go to jail. But again, the human rights protocols around the world don't call for this kind of punishment again. The war is not going the way it's going because people do anything, they just go to jail. Put the man in jail for 15 years. Put him for 20 years. The man dies. Look at what happened to that boy. It happened in King John again. The same police officers went there because guys were rioting about their rights. They've been dehumanized by the Turkish people. Their villages are not having water. They pollute their water. The guys came to demonstrate for their rights. And the police started shooting at them. They killed 3 of them. At the end of the day, the police director justified and said the guys were armed. So they didn't in response. Even if the guy had single barrel gun, you have long range weapons. You got fire in the air to disperse the crowd. But you fire into the crowd and kill 3 persons. When the guys raised the concern, you went and took money and gave it to them. Before the money reached the people, said, you're not taking something from there. Criminals. If I've said this thing before, I will say it again. Gravel common is becoming a sort of man in this country. If Omen Bwaka does not take gravel common from the police, this man administration will be one of the worst, and many people will die because, that's one of the reasons why I love the army. The guys are trained. They know how to go about doing things. And I appreciate General Fuller, the chief of staff of the army. He's a trained man, and once somebody does wrong in the army, there was a situation in Banga, maybe you were there, where this army guy naked this man inside a man stole motorbike and paraded that guy on the street of Banga.
On the street of Banga.
Yeah.
Yes, I was in Banga.
What happened to that guy? I think he was disrupted and dismissed from the army. Just for parading somebody naked, the army took a stern decision against that man. But for the police, you do wrong, you go and come out and put it there. There are people in the police who are accused of armed robbery. When Gregory Common came back to the police, he brought them back. They're in the police right now. These are the police people that are killing our people every day. You killing them. Hunger killing the people, they say killing them. The security people killing them. What kind of nonsense is this? What kind of nonsense is this? What kind of mess is this? The president needs to put his foot down to the ground. Another man who is a deputy EPS boss, socially he used his social power to bring somebody married to home. I will talk about that Monday. Well, the evidence is here. The deputy Johnson, who is a deputy of the EPS, they use their cash to break people marriages around. While his wife lies and she's in the States. We'll talk about our money. I want to get all the facts. I got some already. So these you boy are big people in this country. The man goes to the man's house. He carries a weapon on his side with body guys. The man cannot sleep in his home again. So this is wrong. You have killed those people's child. The parents are crying. But Josh, you came downstairs and you didn't see what I saw. And I said it earlier in my opening comments. I saw a young man whose shirt was removed from his body. 2 men believed to be police officers handcuffed the guy. They put one hand, right hand, they tie his right hand with one side of the handcuff. They put the other handcuff on his leg, on his right leg. And the other guy is beating the man on his forehead. And this guy is crying. So I went and I said, what happened to beating the man like this? The man said, I'm going to carry me, they're beating me. But I was getting late for the show. I had to run here and I was trying to get someone to come here and videotape them. That was so dehumanizing. My first time seeing somebody being handcuffed with one for one hand. And the guys are beating the man carrying the central side. They passed from the Kiva bypass and they were going to Central Way. And I believe that they are police officers. And they are not identified. They have a t-shirt on them with black trousers and their boots on their foot. No identification. These are how they kill the people. They go and kill people for nothing. George, let's hear you, man.
Jala, I see no reasons why a police officer, trained police officers, will shoot someone to death. And his attitude yesterday, it just shows clearly that Liberia has become a very lawless country, that anyone can just wake up at any point in time and get involved with issues that has the propensity to undermine the peace of our country. And I think, like you said, the president will have to stand up. The president will have to get himself involved in what's happening within the police. Those within the Unity Party, it will interest you to know that Jala, they are now shifting blame to the CDC or former President George Weah for what's happening now within the police.
Why?
Are you kidding me? On grounds that those that are in the police, they were trained by the former regime. Can you imagine that? Forgetting to know that Greg came in the police and he brought his people. Listen to the officer name, Jala Masale. Is he a Liberian?
Masale, they come from Cape Mount side. Most of the people are from Cape Mount and Bomb area. So he's a Liberian.
But again, Greg will have to be careful with the way in which he's running the police in Liberia. He has to be careful, and the president will have to take some decision against Greg. Since the appointment of Greg, Jala, the issue of ritualistic killing, police killing people, and too many things happening.
It's on the increase. It is on the increase. The country has turned into a police state. Everywhere you pass, you see checkpoints. Everywhere you pass, you see checkpoints around. They put red cones on the road. The road already narrow. You put cone there and make it more smaller. You know, it makes it smaller. The boulevard, you come there, you see police officers in that place. They have a long switch in their hands. I saw one of them while driving this afternoon. The man tied the wire together. Just to beat human being with that kind of wire. And you say when they say later here on the be a borrow, you say no, I'm doing it. But you better want to use it on somebody else. Or because you are a policeman carrying a uniform and you have gun on your side. Somebody didn't get gun, but they have those long rattlings in their hand. You come to Jonathan, they have abandoned all the police place. And all over to all the intersections in Cinco here, they have the police officers deployed. Why? Because they want to regulate motorcyclists from coming to town. And I think there was a better way to address it than putting checkpoints all around the city. This is despicable, man. Look about how they treated that young man. They carry that man, and the people standing and looking at them. They beating the man. The man jumping on one foot on his left leg. Then they tie his foot to a hand with a handcuff. He falls down. They beat him. Get up. How do you expect that man to walk when you beat him? It didn't take long. I saw as he came down, we saw one black jeep with police officer inside going this way. If there was somebody, they would see that guy or those guys dragging that guy, they would stop and intervene. But if it is sanctioned by them, they would not stop. But I do also want to believe that most of these actions by the police are being sanctioned by the authorities. But they are their inability to address them on time, to assure the people of Liberia will be better, they're not addressing them. How will you bring former criminals into the police and robbers into the police? Anyway, let me recognize Aliu Kroman, watching from New Georgia Estate, Aloysius Sebon Lake, watching from Congo Town, Success TV, watching us from Liberia, Carwell, Tobasi, Christopher relative to Bazi. I'm following you from Babli Administrative District. Let me go down small. District, Nima County. Prince Telewan, good afternoon, Voice of Liberia. I'm Prince Telewan, watching from Banga on Record District number 3. All in the world. We are watching you, cuz, and today is the wedding anniversary of my dear cousin, Mr. Olin DeWalt, and his wife, Grace DeWalt. They live in the Stephen Thomas Estate there, and this one is dedicated to you. I'm dedicating the show to you and your wife, Mr. Olin DeWalt and Grace DeWalt. Olin works at the National Port Authority. He's a custom broker. Olin, congratulations for upholding the virtue of marriage. My regards to your beautiful wife. Ambassador T. Calvin Tobe Jr., watching from Punjab in India, Tobasi, Christopher related to Tobasi. America is still protecting, still carrying on the death penalty as we speak. Moses Wei, watching from Nima County, 40 M. Nyan, watching from somewhere. He says, good afternoon, big brother Jolly Emmanuel Grayfield, and pleasant good afternoon to the peace-loving people of Liberia, Grand Cayman County. My name is Aha. I'm quite already. Watching you from Research Center in Cowell. Thank you. Osman Colley, welcome. Peter, one day, good afternoon, Jala. I'm watching you from a Crown Hill community. Michelle Duarte, watching from Minnesota, the USA. Charles A. Russell Senior, welcome from Cowell, he says. Matthew Musa, watching from Arizona, the USA. Usman Colley, watching from the broadcast, watching the broadcast of Barnesville Estate. J. Peter S. Dennis, watching from Banga City. February Samuel Washington, following from Achmond Street. Duke Wilson, Duke Milton, watching from the embassy, U.S. This is a dangerous for state security to do such. My brother, consider God being suffered this afternoon. Brooklyn County, welcome. So, there are lots of things to talk about. Today, I will tie this in with the breaking of the Speaker's office. The other day, on Armed Forces Day, you saw it. I don't have to say it to you. You saw what happened. The rule and order chairman of the House, because you say rule and order, somebody who respect the rules of the House, and he should respect order, and he should be orderly. Mr. James Collier, who I'm told he's studying law, and should know something about the law now, led people as a thoughts to the office of the embattled Speaker and took drilling machine. They drilled it up and opened it up, brushed it, and threw his things outside the office. So I was wondering if they obtained a search warrant or did they obtain a writ from the court to evict him. Because if I, Jala Grayfield, were renting in my cousin's house, Mr. Olin Dewa's house, and he said, cause your time has finished, I can't pay my rent, it means that if I can't pay, he will go to the court and complain to the court will give him time to leave. And if that time elapses, I can't leave, I go back to the court sends in a eviction order. And that eviction order is always done by the court sheriff and police officers. But the House of Representatives did not obtain such. They went to the Justice Minister for advice. That's the only man they believe in. That's the man who misinterpreted the Supreme Court ruling. He's one of those who is a cause for what is happening in the House right now. They went to him, he said, yeah, go get him in 5 days. If he doesn't move, you'll break the place. I don't know what kind of lawyer is he. That he will make such a decision. He didn't advise him to go to the court and get warrant from the court, but he said, you'll go break into the place. Now they broke into Fonati Kufa's place. They removed the things. He will say they want a government property every year. That one I read. Amen. So a whole Speaker of the House, a man who is a money man, a man who has made money before coming to government, he will not buy things for your office aside from government properties. You went there, broke into the main place and took everything out. Why if when it comes and say I had $2 million, I say I have money here, it got missing? Who pays for it? To further exacerbate the whole thing, the rule of law caucus saying that they can go and sit on a kofa, on kun. So it means that this whole thing, this Sula Balo in the House is not any end soon. You heard Musa Belete, I hope it comes at 4 o'clock. You heard Musa Belete when he had a press conference. He said they would not sit on this man called Richard Nambekwa as Speaker. They said they would never sit on him because they don't recognize him. It means that why they do this again, the work of the legislature will be stalled. The work of the Liberian people will be stalled by the action of these lawmakers. Because obviously we need them to be in session to do Liberian people's job. They walked away from session. What does that mean for the Nangbekun's leadership? Already, the president has recognized him. The Supreme Court did not go there, but they recognized him too because, by the matter of fact, they passed the budget and honored them. They're taking salary too. But the fact that the support members are taking salary on Region Namekun budget, it means that they recognize him. It means he's recognized. So you say you want the salary now, that mean you don't recognize the man. But the man pass the budget. The budget, the money comes from here, they paying you. You're taking salary. So you're supposed to recognize the man. I was seeing a video where former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf had gone to the program at the BDC. He saw the speaker and passed by him, and she didn't see him when he shook the hand of the Chief Justice and other people started moving on. Yes.
And the deputy speaker.
Okay, she didn't shake the hands of the deputy speaker.
She shook the hands of the deputy speaker, but she did not shake the hand of the speaker.
She knows that fella is legitimate. He was elected by his colleagues, so he's a legitimate speaker. But in her mind, yes, he's not recognized by Ellen because Ellen feels that he is not a speaker. So in the entire country, people who are level-headed, people who have been leaders before in the country, they are treating such a way they should rethink. That is what I said the other day. Richard Nangbe Kun needs now to employ a reconciliatory meeting that he can all sit and discuss a retreat of the legislature, the lower house. Reconciliation starts with Richard Kun now. All that holding and pulling and threatening that you will suspend Musa ability, it doesn't work in any good democracy. You say you are rule of law caucus, yeah, they are on the other side, they are rule of law caucus, but the rule in the rescue agenda, the idea is about rule of law. But if you deliberately refuse to adhere to the rule of law and become a lawbreaker, then people see you as deviants of society. I listened to my young brother, Representative for the family from Bon County, referring to the Associate Justice of the Supreme Court statement as a Laker talk. You kidding me? You kidding me? The man made a decision. The Supreme Court ruled, even though the ruling was not correct, it brought more division. But this man, as Associate Justice, who is now in chambers, he comes to address lawyers and said this group of people, the minority people, you get a speaker, but you get money, you get number to do business. The other people, you get a number, but you get a speaker. So you go back and resolve that issue. That was the simplest thing the man said down there. Does that call for insult on the elderly man who can even be your father? What is my smaller brother? We went to university together. He has tried twice or once. He didn't make it in the legislature. He came, he won. Why these lawmakers of Bon County are being used by their colleagues? See the attitude of James Collier. He has said to be a hooligan. But Bon County are with him. You know, sometimes when people start behaving this way and everybody talking about you in society, be careful because you are a human being. You cannot have some people and go free. Oh. Look, this country, you can't just hurt somebody and go free. In other countries, you can't do that. But Liberia, sometimes we let it go, but others will not let it go. You can't be a young man, very young man as you are. There are people of Bon County trusted you to come to Monrovia and make law for them and care about development in the county. You come here and get involved in hooliganism because you have been pulled by the nose and you call yourself rule and law chair of the house. What kind of law do you respect when you go and abrogate the law and break into a speaker's office when there's no decision made by him to say I have resigned? This is worrying. This is worrisome, very worrisome. I think.
And Jala, I like the way you place it. Others referring to Colette Act as invasion, and I don't see that.
You can use as burglary.
There I was coming. I don't see that as invasion. The act exhibited by Representative Colette just shows his inability to represent the people of District Number 2. And I said it of recent, and I will say it again today. That's what you get when you elect a hustler to the kind of position.
The men are hustling, eh? The men are hustling by now.
James Colette came from the MRU, the Manon River and Union Youth Parliament.
Yeah, yes.
Very broke little boy that was in Banga. He was assisted doing the campaign by Kafia, Ero Kafia getting some old land crystal stuff, and that's why he was using for campaign.
He's been struggling with that car.
And now the men are lawmakers.
The men are
struggling.
The men are cutting palm nut and making oil. And they put blessing for him to say, God, thank you. He's sitting on there at a B-ball now. This country has seen men. This country has seen men, powerful men, who went down in the dungeon. The chippers were here. They used the law in the other way. They were powerful. When they come in, people are afraid. The Jenkins card, a justice minister on a summer can do. That make good science, your death warrant. But how you saw how he died? The old man died in a dumper. He was assisted by Lurd when Second Damatic got around this poor rural area he lived at the time. They took him and brought him and make him clean smoke, and they gave him the deputy minister job in the interim governor Judy Bryant. After that, the old man went by. The Grady Allison, who was here as defense minister, when he's coming up Lane Street where they are the Arsenal building, nobody moves, everybody stands. Every car that's coming stops. We saw their end. If you think you are more powerful than the Liberian people, James Collier, you must be careful. Care must be taken. You are a young man. You haven't gone anywhere yet. You're not even reached 40 years, but you behaving so rude and arrogant around here. Who do you think you are? Your end is getting near, my beginning. Let me recognize some of the guys who have joined us, and we take time to interact with our callers. Then, yeah, please do that right now.
Yeah, star 799 star 90 hash, star 799 star 90 hash. You play with just $200 Liberian dollars or $1.50, and you stand a chance to win 10,000 or 50,000 Liberian dollars.
Star 799 hash.
Star 799 star
799
hash.
90 hash. Play with $200, you get 10 or 50,000 bucks. Anywhere you play, a lot shine on you, you will get 10 or 50,000. Just keep playing, because the more you play, the more you win. The more you play, you stand a good chance to win. So at 3 o'clock, Mr. Kapi Luther Nere and Nisa A. Bobo, technical assistant and advisor to the director general of the archives, will be here as our guest. And we'll talk some issues surrounding their office. You know, yesterday we broke news about some level of corruption in our area. And this afternoon, I managed to I tested the communication team at ARA to find out some information. And Mr. Daniel Ankra told me to write a formal letter through email. And I wrote them. They promised to have gotten back to me in a jiffy, but up to now they have not given me the information. But I have additional information about the entity which we're asking about. But anytime they come with that information, I will know. I wanted to know certain thing about remittances to ARA and SYZ. But they will come. Let me welcome Mr. James Hondo Allison. Good afternoon, Mr. Grayfield. Santa Tila Kolo Ski. Following from Kesali Boulevard. Andrew T. Nangwe. Good afternoon. You both, I'm watching from my residence in Thumbs Up Cowell. Where's my friend and brother, Herman Domasaki? I've not seen a young man for a long time. Otaka Kahu. It's a criminal James Collier. Rebel law behavior will soon stop. Just watch the process and see. Okay, let me start from up. Because I think I have some issues up here. Start from up. Please activate the phone lines now so that we can start taking some calls. Morris Nima Jr., good afternoon to Voice of Liberia. I'm from the New Georgia area. Burgess Chike Lamadan, watching from somewhere in the Paisley City District 6. Ma Anna Son Patrick Everett Ducle. Good afternoon, Jala. I'm watching live from home. Otaka Kahua, where you coming? Brabi Mba. So Representative for the family was brave enough today to describe the statement from one of the associate justices statement about justice as liquor talk. Yes, what you man said. The man said it for the second time. It meaning that he doesn't have fear. He repeated it. He said it the other day on the spoon talk. I said yes. Then again he said it today. So it means that something is he meant what he said. Momo Masakwe, good afternoon, Jala. Momo following you from my workplace. Let me read the last one. Last few ones. Andrew T. Nangbe, I read a comment. Sunata Tita Kologe, I read a comment. Watching from Bolivar, Kessley Bolivar. James Hudu Allen, I read a comment. Samuel Light Cooper. I'm following from a corner in Carwell, Coffee Farm, Bag Road. Thank you. So let's take some calls down on 0773 419 502 0555 184 711 0773 978 564 is for the guys in Monserrado. You can call that number. The females are also encouraged to call. The females can call. That number is for them, but they stop calling these days. I don't know. We wanted to place a gender balance on the platform, so we bought a phone for the females, but very few of them call these days. So let me go to the phone line and take the first caller from here. Let me see what happens here. Hello? Hello?
Hello, how are you?
I'm okay, sir. Welcome. Let's hear you. Where do you call from? You have 1 minute.
Yeah, I'm Vika Tan calling from DV Township.
Arab, okay.
Let me say many thanks to you and your colleague for making sure that Liberia comes first. But I have a problem with the Associate Justice.
Why? What kind of problem you have with him?
If this thing were going to be crystal clear, by this time we are not in any problem. The whole Supreme Court bench, they were going to level into this problem.
Now, the way he has spoken, the way he spoke, don't you think he has given a clearer picture of what happened and what the lawmakers need to do now?
It is crystal clear. We understood what he said this one time. But if he had said it earlier, it's going to be okay for us.
And you know there are 5 people on the bench, right? So if 4 persons, they have that number game. So if he voted and said, let's speak on this matter clearly, and all his colleagues said no, he can't come out and say anything because they are working as team.
That's why you see
that's why you saw that he came outside to express his opinion on this matter. It means that was his earlier position, but he could not announce it because he was not a justice in Chiba at the time.
So you see, so at least they should be in Kohu in order to make sure the block come first.
Okay.
They are best. They all handle. We can feed. You see what is going on.
Okay, brother.
Thank you.
Please keep sharing the video so that others can participate on the show. Hello, welcome. Caller, are you there? Hello, welcome. Let's hear you.
Good afternoon, Jala. Gravely, this is Constitution, and do join the conversation for Panelville.
I got in your let's hear you, brother.
Yes, I'm listening to you religiously. I monitor the topic. Me, my concern has to do with these 2 lawmakers, Polyphone and that against Colette. These people, they are not waiting to do justice to we Liberian, meaning we the ordinary Liberian. Israel told me that Liberian war that fought in the country is not with the ordinary people that brought war. It was the elite that brought the country into chaos. And these 2 guys, they want to plug the country into chaos and which the ordinary people suffer. These guys, they are not willing to exhibit professional lesson. I hate to say they are not human beings that were created by God. They believe that this power that they gave them is their lifetime power. They don't care about Liberian people. Even the 400 men, all school, every night people can latch it at him, black at him. And when you go there at the end of the day, you will end up with confusion. So it's so sad for our country for these type of people to be lawmakers in our country. It's really disgracing our country on a daily basis.
All right. Thank you so very kindly, my brother. 0773 419 502 0555 184 711. If you follow us from Bon County, from Nimba, from Mike and Benjamin, we will have our frequencies. Please just call us on those numbers. Those are the numbers. 95.7 is in Grand Bassa, 90.7 is in Bon County, 89.7 is in Maggie, and 96.7 is in Vanjama, Lofa County, and beyond. Let me take this call. Hello, welcome. Hello, welcome.
Yeah,
good afternoon, sir.
Mr.
Nyampo, welcome. Let's hear you.
Yeah, Omega and shape and listen to you clearly. I have some disappointment in you.
Go ahead.
Yeah, but comparing what the incident are happening comparing to the cause that you are renting from. Get me?
What?
You are comparing what happened at the horse, then the single horse comparing when you are renting a horse.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you are renting a horse, which means you have 4 reds in that room.
You get 1 minute, so don't go more than 1 minute.
But the office of Francisco occupier is for the government. And for now the executive under of Francisco now the speaker. And they are waiting for Francisco San Francisco responded saying that they should do anything.
But do you know that Fonati has now resigned as speaker, so that obviously belongs to him?
Yeah, but you know very well Francisco raised the plenary by saying that anything they choose to do, they should do it.
All right, thank you. Yeah, your time is up. Let me to the next caller. You have your right to disagree with me. My second disagree with people. So, hello.
Yeah, Jara, how you doing?
I'm okay, sir. Welcome.
Okay, good. This is Solomon from tomorrow.
Solomon, let's say, brother.
Let me tell you something, huh? He's not maker. You know who is depending on? He's depending on Jesus brother. Who is steady, sit down and think. After thing is doing on the order of Jesus brother. You see the way all of them once spoke. You look at the Supreme Court, then judge. You see the kind of thing that the man that Laker talk.
Yeah.
And we read that Laker talk. Because they put themselves in a possible guy with t-shirt there with blue stick. That's a shoe over there. That's a shoe. You get 20 position. You say the red thing, you move. If you get Baba move, you not leave it. You know all the things that they say that they learn. What? Jara.
Go ahead. I'm hearing you.
So they will not leave it. You. The one that exposed this about the feet and then they suspended the men left their jaw, the men.
Oh, are you done? Hello? Oh, he left. Others are coming in. These other numbers. Let me see if I can get him here. Hello, welcome. What's the name?
Hey, Jana, how is everything? This is Augustine.
Augustine who?
I'm listening fire calling from this way.
Augustine Fire, welcome, my brother.
Let me say many things for your brethren and explosives. Jana, you know, the whole country is divided. The house is divided, the executive is divided, as even the house of Senate is also divided. How do we resolve our problem? People fight, they just solve the problem. People make arguments, they solve. But our leaders are doing bad to us. They're doing very bad to us. This thing had to be resolved long time. How do you keep putting in serious problem? In order for our country to progress, we all have to come with one voice. Thank you this afternoon.
All right. Thank you so very kindly, my brother. Let me to the next caller. He's on his line. Let me see. I can activate his call. Hello, welcome. You're live on Voice of Liberia.
Yeah, good afternoon, Jara.
Good afternoon.
Yeah. This is Kaki calling from Peace Island this afternoon.
Let's say you got it.
Yeah, and also I'm a third man from former Hindi for you.
Oh, they are representative who talking about so, eh?
Yeah, you know, Jara, I'm very, very frustrated. Seriously, if for the family, I wanted to speak better, to read the better people.
They're talking English.
Yeah. You know, the feed is all of them can say better people today. Have justified the other trust. Why only poor country represented all of country represented.
The other guys are using their hands to take the fire from the copper.
We are not seeing them bringing their face. Everyone is behind. Then they're using our stupid.
But you know that those actions that are being taken by these lawmakers, especially those on the forefront, breaking offices and doing all of these things, the international partners are taking note of that.
Yeah, those that will be taking a huge chunk of the cash they are behind. Then using I was stupid. I will call them.
No, don't say that. No, you gotta take it back.
Okay, I'll take it back. But I'm very, very frustrated this afternoon, brother Jala. The way our brothers from former Obobon have been used. Why only for the family and Jinkole? Why all from Kemo, the Grand Pastor, Rewose, Sano, all the country can be used? Why? I'm Jala need to abroad.
Like he live to how many?
Yes, really. No.
Bye, man. Bye. Thank you. 0777 at 0773419502 0555184711. Please keep sending your messages on our feed, live feed. I'll read them for you. But don't forget to play the cash giveaway. It's *799 *90#. Play with 200 LD and win 10,000 and 100,000 respectively. Wow, it's a big offer. So keep playing, man. The more you play, when you play one time, not wait. Play again, then play again. Then you get a chance to win. Or when you play one time, you won't wait until after 5 minutes before you play. It can ring your chances, it will ring your chances of winning. Hello, welcome. Let's hear you. Hello? Yes, let's hear you, my brother.
Yeah, this is Oliver B. Junkley, and I call you from my Panama residence.
Oliver, you have 1 minute. Let's go ahead. All the lines are okay. Let's hear you.
Yeah, I want to take you this afternoon for topics on discussion. Although there's multi topics we've received from the police action against that of the issues happening at the house of the legislature.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll first begin with the police. You know, the police actually action against people, citizens, actually is alarming, and I think the president has to do something about it.
Okay.
They are there to put on house the citizens, and the police RG. We don't really see the actions that is taking against those individuals that are most often in a constant habit of doing those things. The president has to see a reason to find another person to speak to the police. Then to the issue of the house, actually the action taken by this young man from Bon County the again. That James Colette, I don't really know whether he understands his functions in our house there.
Okay.
I think that, yeah, he didn't really understand his function because after that is the hero, they are there to break laws. They are not there to break laws.
Thank you. Let me take the next caller here. This guy has been here for a long time. Hello, welcome.
Hello, there.
Hello, the next caller. You are the female. What's your name?
Hawa Samula calling from La Party.
Hawa Samula, welcome. Let's hear you, ma.
Yeah, Chalala call from Bon County, they call her right. But all the other country, they only Bon County. They must sell our cake now or doing that one. They will call so I'm a kid, Martin. I'll come to what the hair all of them.
No, don't cost them, don't cost.
Only one more news. And they already tell us the tell people stupid. They are telling the people say that true. All the people they told us are true, tell people stupid. Now condemning the country. Myself, too sure the people are yelling at you, Steve. Yesterday, they are yelling like you enter the speaker office. I really see Bible there. Only yelling on news, only two of the dead news in the Ethiopia. One for the game news, Tomo Faraday. Tomo Farana, the Grifa Toman, there. Why you can use that one? Only you're being using agree to it. When you say you go all the share the money equal.
All right, man. I think, yeah. You know, one thing I would say, in the past, the people said the Congo people were together. They led this country for years, from 1847 coming upward. Then we introduced a Pele president after Tubman died. Tubman was 27 years old when he became senator of this country. He became a lawyer. And while they were there, they were united. There was no division in the house. You don't hear noise. The Richard Harris was the speaker of the house. There was no noise. There was a cohesiveness in the house. But now our own country people came there, they said, come up with a rule. Let's give power to our indigenous people. And the ones who call indigenous now, they fight among themselves. They are dividing the country more. There was no noise. The guys in the house were together. They were cohesive in decision making. But our own people, they're fighting for power. All the things the men are fighting for, they're only fighting to get position in the house. They'll be lucrative to get more money. That's all they're fighting for. They are not fighting for you, the Liberian people. Hello, let's hear you.
Mr. Griffey.
Yes, sir. Welcome. You have 1 minute.
Thank you. I'll be very concise. Let me say good afternoon to you. This is Quavo and I joined this conversation from DSK3. Thank you so much. Let me appreciate it for the discussion. You know, Mr. Griffey, we have to be honest in this country. When people are hiding under the canopy of rule of law, your attitude should be in conformity with the rule of law. You cannot be declaring Richard Nambe-Kun speaker, Richard Nambe-Kun leadership and is sitting illegal, but then you are benefiting. How you are there benefiting from it?
How are they benefiting?
Okay, very good. Since January, we are now in February. It is the 2024 national budget that the House of Government is working in. That budget was passed by the British.
So what is a short of the law? Because we don't have time.
Come again?
What is a short of the law? We don't have time.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, that you have no right to pay salary from January now to February.
But who determines that? Are you the one determining that, or who determines that?
I determine it from them and they say they step it.
But then you are wrong. You are wrong. You are wrong. These guys, there's a political confusion in the house. If those guys say, not say on Nambe Kunda because he's not a legitimate speaker, they have the constitutional right to do so. So that doesn't stop you from giving them salary.
Yeah, but you say you do not recognize their leadership and they are stating it is illegal. Every action from that stating,
but they say they're not going to say there. So what a BD now? They say they will not go there.
Yeah, but if you say you're not going there, but that's not their salary. You can't be stating who you bring to take.
Okay, that's another story about another day, my brother.
That's corruption. You cannot be taking away, taking a break for money. You say that's salary. That's corruption.
Okay. Quavo, thank you. 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 Quavo say that corruption. But the guys say in their own right, the way Nambe-Kun was elected, they say it was improper. That is why they stand their ground and they would not sit on his gavel. They repeated that today. So if the speaker now, who is being recognized by the government, takes a decision that will take the people from on salary. Do you know what kind of confusion you're bringing here? These people have constituents. They have larger constituents. And their people depend on them to do better for their counties, for their districts. If you took bread and a month, they can give back to the people you know have in this country. Over 20 lawmakers, even though some of them will go and join their colleagues already there. But take them, go suspending. You see what will happen? Hello?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Mr. Bitzan, how do you do?
Good afternoon, sir. Welcome. You're the last caller.
Yeah, my name is James Bade, and I'm the chairman of the Veteran Assembly in District 16, Nikruta.
Bade, welcome. How are you?
Yeah, Mr. Bitzan, let me see right here. People know further well by the rule of law and the Constitution, Nambe-Kun is now a speaker. In fact, the act exhibited James Bade is an act of terrorism. It's a mockery. In as much you got no direction, you got no order for any other competent court of jurisdiction or search warrant, and you bust to some other premises or office, you know, it means that it's an act of mockery. You need to be charged and be arrested and sent to court.
Who arresting? Who arresting now? Because the mayor is acting on the order of the speaker, and the speaker is backed by the executive. And all of those, they are Richard Kun.
Richard Kun is not a speaker.
But I mean, but they are speaker. They recognize Kun as their speaker. While the other guys say they are not he is not their speaker. So if this man is adding on the order of the speaker, and the speaker is backed by the government, headed by Jacob Boakai, what do you think of this man? Thank you. Thank you, sir. Bade, thank you. Bade, thank you. Thank you, Bade. Thank you, Bade. Thank you so much.
Liberia. Peace in Moravia. We want peace in Liberia. Peace in Moravia. Say Babylon shall not rise again.
This is Alpha Blondie.
Say Babylon.
We want peace in Liberia. Let's cool down the tension, man. The country is getting noisy by the hours, by the minutes, by the seconds.
Say Babylon shall not stand again. Was the very day that talking about
This is Liberia.
the Liberian civil war. And everywhere, operationally, more deal with us of blood. Oh Lord, no matter who it is, Liberia is crying. No matter who lose, Liberia still trying. No matter who's right, they got to stop the fight. No matter who's wrong,
The guests are here. We'll soon start to talk again.
we want peace in Cote d'Ivoire.
We want peace in the sub-region. Keep sending your messages on our live feed. I'll read them for you.
Peace in the way. I said Babylon shall not rise.
Our guests have arrived. We'll soon put it on camera. Alpha Blondie said we want peace in Liberia. We want peace in Africa. We want peace in the sub-region.
Babylon shall not stand again. Calling on Jesus Christ. Say
We are calling on Jesus Christ to intervene
say
and speak to the hearts of the people and resolve the political crisis on Capitol Hill. The country is noisy for no reason. The country boys on Capitol Hill are making the country noisy. The Congo boys are not doing the same thing. They never did it. They were very cohesive in their decision making. But the country boys are fighting among themselves for power. Welcome to the show. This is Voice of Liberia 104.1. We are on 95.7 in Grand Bassa County, 90.7 in Bangabong County, 89.7 in Magibi, and 96.7 in Vanjamalofa County and beyond. My name is Jala Grayfield. I'm the nation's 70J. You cannot miss this one. We're about to talk some issues about the National Archives. Right now, we have with us the Director of Communication at the National Archives. They got an acronym, but Mr. Kibi Nire, and then Mr. Bobo is here. He's a technical advisor and assistant, and advisor to the general manager and as the director general of the institution. They both are here to talk about some issues raised yesterday, even though we stayed investigating, but they thought to provide some clarity on our investigation. By investigation is still on the way. We say touching bases with our sources and talking to government institutions like ARA about what they know about what we're discussing. So this morning, as I stated earlier, I wrote an email to the ARA to provide us some information, and they said they will get back to me. They have not gotten back to me. Anytime they come back to us, we will extend the conversation. But let me welcome Kapi Nire. Kapi, welcome.
Thanks ever so much, and it's good to be on your network.
Mr. Bobo, how are you? Been a long time.
Thanks so much. I'm good.
You're feeling too much, yo.
I'm doing good.
And then the man still on the account.
I like the humor you add into it.
Everyone still on that, man. Keep welcome, man. Since you went to study in the Punjab in India.
India.
You came back with a master's degree, and I'm so glad to see a young man who I know grew up in Wu camp. A struggling young man going to school in the morning, his big book bag on his back, and I have said that they're communicator.
Yeah.
It's good to have you guys. How is the National Archives
Basically, the National Archives is doing well, and like the National Archives is the only government institution responsible to manage records, government records, public records in the country. So we're responsible for all your documents. We make sure that we maintain them, make sure they are safe. And the archive is the National Records Bank. So we are doing well at the archive. There's so many things going on.
Mm-hmm.
We hope we can be able to elaborate on those developments, challenges, and all that are taking place at the National Archive. So the archive is relatively good.
Now, could you tell us who is the current Director General of the archives? Does he have deputies? Who are the deputies?
So the Director General is Honorable D. Nelson Benga, and the Deputy Director General is Honorable Gabriel N. Doma.
Okay.
Those are the two positions that are enshrined in the Act for presidential appointment.
And so, how is the workforce there? Are there happy people? Are there angry people? Maybe led by a few happy people.
We are always happy. The people are happy, and we have to be fair enough. In all working environments, you will still have few hands of people, having some issues. But we yet to know those issues. But on a larger scale, we can tell you very well that the folks there are happy, and they are working along with the team to make sure that archives succeed under the leadership of Honorable Benga and Gabriel Doma.
What will be your opening comments, Mr. Bobo?
I just want to extend my heartfelt thanks and appreciation to you, Mr. Griffey, for the opportunity to mount this platform. And like my colleague says, the archive is good. We are privileged and honored to have one of the finest Director General, Amadi Nelson Benga, and his Principal Deputy, Gabriel Ndoma. And then the work there is fine. And but when you talk about whether the people are satisfied, there will always be issues. And one of the issues we have at the archives is that the issue of pay grade.
Okay. Salary disparity.
Salary disparity. The level of work done, and to have people making $85, $90.
That would not be the fault of the agency.
No, it's not. No,
it's a national issue.
It's a national issue. But what continues to beat our comprehension is that the National Archives is an institution that generates revenue and contribute to the national coffers.
Okay.
And you have other institutions of government, commissions, and other agencies that are not doing such. But yet, when you look at the salary program, it's far above. So we are kind of taken aback why we continue to suffer this.
And when you are contributing to the national budget.
Yes, to suffer this disparity, I think it's unfair. And we'll pray.
Are you saying currently the people are making, or some people making $80?
Yes.
Yeah, if you say currently, then what was told by the Minister of Finance has not come to pass, because he promised that as of this January or this going January, all of those on the pay grade who make $50, $80, their salaries will have been up by this time. Meaning at this second month, everyone will get $150 per person based on the threshold. So if you say you're making $80 or so, then it means that the government has not lived up to the expectation of the people.
It is to my understanding that it's been done on segment by segment. For now, they are addressing the issue of the doctors, the police, the teachers, and so forth. So we know that it will trickle down.
But can you show that it will be retroactive?
That's what we're hopeful.
Yeah.
Okay.
We are hoping that
before we go to the process of the matter for which you called you, can you give the gist, it's not if you don't mind, a brief about the National Archives? What do you do? People hear about the National Archives, but what are your activities?
The National Archives is an institution of government established by the national legislature in 1977. Responsible to preserve national documents and records across the country, public records. And then the National Archives also contribute to the accountability, transparency, a sector of government. And basically our role is to help government make informed decisions. And based on the documentary evidence we have within our holdings that aid government and to developing proposals for development of our country. We provide information that inform them, into looking back into the past, the present, and the future. We aid the government in that direction because we preserve the national heritage of the land. And so we basically preserve presidential records, national document records in different contents. Yeah, legal instruments like adoption, letter of administration, guardianship, code degree of legitimization, and you name it. We register over pretty close to 52 different type of instruments. Yeah, aside from the marriage documents, and currently, we are the custodians of all the records in our country.
Okay.
From the 1800 to present, we are the custodians. We have.
So do you still have some documents there that were before the war?
Yes.
Or were they destroyed during the war?
Some.
Can you say retrieve some of them?
Yes.
Some were destroyed.
Some were
during the war
destroyed.
because what happened during the war. After the war, people started using those documents
to send out donors,
color, to use it as tissues and all of that. So it also affected the record system that we have to some level. And we also involve we do exhibition as well. So today we just concluded an exhibition for the Paramount School International. So the students came from there, and we showcase those historical documents we have, like the independence, the Declaration of Independence, the first Constitution, the first flag, and and we show them so many historical things. Swakoko, and we told the stories. We will share with them about the role of Swakoko in Liberia, what did she do, and all of that. So they learn sufficiently today.
Okay.
And so aside from the exhibition, we also do certified copy for land deeds as well, and the certified copy for marriage certificate as well. Like for example, if you have your marriage certificate missing, destroyed, you can come back to the archive for a certified copy, and that has an additional procedure where you have to apply for search, and then once we find the document, we'll issue you confirmation letter. From there, you proceed to the application for certified copies. So there are so many instruments, like Mr. Bobo said, we are dealing with. There are treaties, contracts from different governments.
So you better raise some revenue, very big revenue.
Yeah, we raise big revenue, and I think.
And yet you say you're underpaid.
Yes, the salary system is something that the government needs to work on, because they're not paying people based on qualification and based on the position as well. For example, if you have a director for communication, at the archive, the director at finance for communication
makes more money than you.
Yes, so it's supposed to be something that you harmonize. The director for communication in all of the government institutions should earn same money.
Yeah.
And the only thing, for example, if there is a little bit of qualification, like the person has maybe a master or a PhD, then you can step up the salary based on your pay grade or your qualification.
Okay.
But the government is working towards that. The Director General is actually working. He's in consultation with the CSA, back and forth with the Finance Ministry, back and forth to see how best we can eradicate some of these things. But I think the big news of it regarding revenue, at the end of the whole interview, we will announce exactly how much we generated for the government 2024.
Okay.
Yes.
And is there any projection for 2025?
Yeah, the projection for 2025 remains the same projection they have for 2024, but we exceeded what the government asked us to generate.
Okay.
But
we also have our public records section there that is responsible to carry on outreach and to do assessment within the various ministry agencies and the commissions and help to set up the records and also do collection of records for long-term preservation.
Okay.
And in that area, as we speak, we have some challenges, in terms of the requisite tools, including vehicles, that will be used to transport some of those documents from the various ministries to the National Archives for permanent preservation.
Okay.
So there are numerous challenges. We have the archival section that also deals with priorities of historical documents to include presidential records and information.
Do people pay when you come there to get some of these documents? You want to read the research on your own? Do we pay as a
We do
public?
research as well. We really don't ask people to pay because usually some people come under the FOI, the Freedom of Information Act, asking for particular information, and we usually provide that, except if it is not in our holdings, then we can refer you to the next government agency or institution that can provide you the particular information. But we conduct research. People from across the world can come, from America, from Germany. They come to the archive to conduct research there. So it's something that the archive is not just only about paper. What we want to tell the people is that you don't just see the National Archive as a place that they say they just keep papers. Now the public records section or department at the archive do inspection. We inspect all of the records at various government ministries and agencies to know the condition of those records, to know, what's the status, what can we do to preserve them, what can we do to keep them alive, because in record management, records are born, they live and they die the same way human being like. So at a certain point, you can get sick. The records too can have issues, they can get sick. So you have to take them to the preservation lab and treat them. So you expand the lifespan of those records. So the public record plays a major role in preserving those records that we're talking about here.
Now let us graduate from this point. I was just trying to get some information about the entity. It will be better in the best interest of the entity to know what you do, and the public will also know what you do. So let's go to the crux of the matter which I've called you. Yesterday I gave you some time. It was not enough to delve into the entire matter. Tell us about this whole thing about sharing revenue between and amongst government agencies, the ARA and that of the National Archives. Because our investigation tells us that you remit lesser money, about $70 to the ARA, and you have an account at GT Bank where you put $105 there for the operations of the entity. Now you alluded that it is for operation cost. So can you explain to us the purpose? Let's hear you, and then we can come first.
It's good that you flag this issue. We want to state here that indeed there is a revenue sharing agreement between the institution and that of the LRA, the Ministry of Finance, the Central Bank, and we do also have a transitory account which is at the GD Bank. And
transitory account?
Yes.
What is it? What is that transitory account?
A transitory account is an account that is established outside of the consolidated account.
Okay.
It is also considered as a consolidated account
for the entity.
For the entity.
Yes.
So it is a million. So no institution and open such account without the approval, the express approval from the Ministry of Finance and that of the Central Bank. So that account at the GT Bank has been certified, authorized by these two institutions. So funding going there, they are legally deposited there by law.
By law. So KB, let me come to you. When the money is deposited in that transitory account, it is there for the expenditure of the for the entity to expand it. For what purpose?
Like I told you, basically it's been for operational costs, where sometimes you have to, like, we have issues with with electricity right now, current going, current coming, you have to buy fuel for generator now. There's no LEC coming up regularly. So those small expensive buying other things. That's why we use the operational cost for the money that will go to that account, because you wouldn't have time to run to finance ministry every time for money. So basically, that whole agreement, the revenue sharing agreement, it came into existence during the early Joseph Sirleaf administration. So not only that, there is a quarterly report. All government ministries and agencies that are operating consolidated account provide quarterly report to the Ministry of Finance, and all these expenditures, the funds that we receive from transitory account or consolidated account, those are in accordance, in line with the PPCC and that of the PFM laws. So we are not violating anything. We are going according to what the law says. But the thing is, so many people don't know exactly what's happening. Like the revenue sharing, but we'll also expand at that point. Like we talk about the revenue sharing on legal instruments. Now, for example, because of this revenue sharing, the National Archives, nobody pays $70 US to LRA. That is
how much do you pay to the LRA?
They pay $75 to LRA. Marriage certificate is $150. They pay the other $75 to GT Bank. Yes,
that goes to the transitory account.
Yeah, the consolidated account, transitory account. That goes to that.
Why are you not allowed to put everything in the LRA?
Based on the revenue sharing that government has approved, the government say you put this 50% to LRA and you put this to the CNDRA account. I hope this is clear. So with that, the marriage certificate is $150. You put 75 to LRA, you put 75 to CNDRA account, which is $150. Then I don't know where people getting the whole issue of $105. Where is it going?
Yeah. So let me ask a question, and then you can address that. So if you're saying that you're paying $150, so the $5 goes to LRA and $75 goes to the account at GT Bank.
Yeah.
Why are you issuing receipt to people who earn $75?
No.
What? No. When you called yesterday, somebody called and said something.
It said $70. We're not issuing any receipt for LRA. $70.
So it means that you pay the LRA give you the receipt.
LRA can give you receipt for the payment, because that's the process. You come to the archive and say you want to get married. You will fill the tracking form. After filling the tracking form, you put in your details. Then they bill you. They will bill you to tell you, go to the bank and pay this money. Go to LRA and pay this money. When you go and pay the money, you photocopy the LRA receipt 3 times. The GT Bank receipt 3 times and bring it and submit. When you submit, then we'll print out the application form and give you you fill in that form and everything. So we're not giving extra, $75 receipt for LRA. No, it's not in our.
Baba want to say something.
And basically, that fund deposited, like he said, it's for operation. We provide service to the public, and the reason why the Ministry of Finance and Data LRA gave the consent is that, given the level of work, the service that we provide, we cannot go through the virtual system, all those things. It takes a lot of time. Nobody will be waiting to get a document printed or processed that you will go through all of that with it, and it means that we will not provide the service in time, and people will get frustrated, and at the end of the day, it becomes a burden for government. So in the wisdom of government, they told to put in to establish the revenue sharing to provide the operational funds so that the institution can fully perform its duties to the public.
And just in addition to that, you have people processing marriage certificates and other instruments from different counties. Now, how do we transport them? People coming from Lopa, they take days. Maryland, they take days before reaching to Monrovia. just for us to process those certificates. We wouldn't go back.
Why can you do a one-stop shop in the country?
That is the reason why under the decentralization program, the government is working to have an effective system where you will only stay in, for example, MyDB and do your process. Then the Director General will just, there's a system, he will just go and okay the system, his signature goes to the certificate and the print it out, you get it once and for all.
And how is the money remitted?
They will bill you and you go pay to the government account. All the money we're collecting go into the government account.
And in addition, the transitory account also covered EcoBank.
Okay, so there are two accounts.
Two accounts. So the EcoBank is squarely used for the outstation outside of Montreal. You get it clear?
Yeah.
All right. So every transaction apart from the LRA, those deposit goes to EcoBank squarely for the outstation. So basically, these fundings are used for the operation of the institution, and we have challenges in our outstations and at our outstation offices. We are understaffed. People that we got. Can you imagine? Up to this point in time, we have volunteers who are not on salary, but you
have to give them some honorariums.
So from the same operational fund, but can that sustain them in any way? No. They are making sacrifices and hope for that government will see reason to have them employed.
How long these volunteers have been there?
Those volunteers, some of them being there since early Johnson Sirleaf.
It's a serious issue.
The CDC regime and the Unity Party regime. Those volunteers have been helping us.
Yeah, and the good thing is that our able Director General has and elevated this issue with the Director General of the Civil Service Agency, and they are having conversation on that. And he also gave his word to see how best those people can be, and accommodated, because it makes no sense to have people raising, collecting government revenue, and anything could happen.
Now, are you aware that there has been a circular that was given 3 years ago about revenue generating agencies? Every money collected by them, that came to effect 3 years ago. I don't know what they say active, but I know that 3 years ago it was active, that every institution that is raising revenue should directly deposit out of the earnings into the ARA, and there has been nothing about a consolidated account.
No, the information is incorrect.
How do you correct that?
No, what you're providing is what I'm speaking to.
It's not correct. So you give the correct version.
No, the correct version is that putting all the money into government revenue, it applies to institutions that have no an arrangement with government in terms of revenue sharing. So that does not in any way apply to the CNDRA, because
what makes you exempt?
Because
of the type of services,
because the services we provide, the LRA and that of the Ministry of Finance have understood that we have to provide service in time, and to go through withdrawal from consolidated account, making vouchers all the time, will have serious problem. So that's the reason why
you've been funded through the national budget. So, and if you're receiving money for the budget and other institutions are doing so, even though you are collecting money to give to the government for budget support, you should be exempt.
No, the fact that the matter, we need to be clear on this. Government has been challenged. Government is still challenged. I can tell you that the only thing even our current budget can speak to is goods and services. And what can they do for this institution? It's small, relatively nothing.
There's no money coming for projects and other
nothing.
You have small money for goods and services. The bulk of the money goes to salaries. So the government deemed it necessary to have this, like I said, so that it can help the smooth running of the institution. So that's the rationale behind this whole revenue sharing thing. It's something you need to check with the LRA on. You need to check with the finance ministry.
Yeah, I've written the LRA
because we have.
As a matter of fact, I sent a text message to the communication director, and they told me to do an email. And I sent an email. They are not responded.
Yeah.
Even though they were very prompt in answering me through text message, but they have been not prompt in answering me through email. So I want to get all the facts. Because we said digging deep into this.
Yeah, so like for example now, let me just give you one example with some of our instruments. You have the legal instruments that we're doing the registration. The legal instrument is 45. For example, you have letter of administration.
40.
It's $40. Now, that $40, the government say, okay, we take 30, the government takes 30, and CNDRA will take 10
for operation.
So it means that the government is putting more money to the government, and we're receiving a little bit left, like $10 on each of those instruments just to run.
So how transparent is that? Because if you're saying that you are doing and giving only 10%, and who tracks what you generate from the individuals come to do business? Who tracks it?
Like I told you, there is a quarterly report.
Done by whom?
Submitted to the finance ministry.
There are internal auditors
that are assigned at the agency. They are there to guide you as to how you do your spendings and how you follow the referral procedure. They don't want you to go spend money differently where you will be in trouble.
I know the work of the internal auditors.
The tracking, let you talk about the tracking.
Yeah, so that's the tracking system. I'm telling you, if the internal auditors are not there, there wouldn't be any tracking, because someone can just submit a report and say this is there. But the internal auditors submit report as well. So if the report is contradicting, the archive is saying we received this, and the internal auditor say, okay, from our report, archive received this, archive spent this, and archive spent. And when you see contradiction, when you see figures, difference in figures, you will know exactly somebody is not telling the truth.
Let me recognize for the guys who joined us on our live Facebook feed. If you just joined us, this is Bits and Pieces. My name is Jala Grevik KP Luton Nure, who is the communication director at the National Archives, is here along with the technical assistant and advisor to the Director General at the archive. A few other guys are joining us making some comments here. Let me go and recognize Muna Klepa. Klepa. Okay, I'm going to start from up. Okay. Lawrence Appleton is joining us from Minnesota, the USA. A.B. Jabate is joining us, watching from Western Cluster Office. J. Domola Manikoli is watching from somewhere, while Mona Klepe is making some comments here. That's why the National Archives now need to start storing records through the digital means. And I agree, because prior to the war, we now had these things. So if any manager who comes and does not use the digital platform, then there's no innovation. But I guess they are having that. And he goes, digital recordings keep safe records for more than 100 years. And Dan Mulbert II, watching from Buchanan Grand Bassa County, Muna Claire Pla, they need sub offices in all the counties. That's a recommendation. That's Muna's recommendation. It makes no sense. Okay, she keeps texting and texting. I think she has interest in the discussion. Joshua Namu Jofai, let them do what? It all around Monrovia. What is that? If we want to do all around Monrovia, you gotta just make it clear. That is bleak. Alfred Colley, good show copy. He says it's Alfred Colley saying that, and he didn't tell us where he watching us from. Colley F. Gege, watching from Cowell Junction is Colley F. Gege. He has just joined us. Keep sending your messages. I'll read them for you. Do justice to you as well. So let's come back now. As we stand. Okay, please.
Concerns about sub offices. We have sub offices in the 15 counties.
Okay.
Where you have the county service center, we have windows there. So if you find yourself in Lofa, in Nima, in Bapolu, in Grand Gide, all you need to do is to walk to the service center and tell them the type of service you want, and they will provide that service for you. One of the challenges we've been encountering is that people will commute to come to Monrovia, especially when you process your marriage certificate. They have to bring it to town, and then we have to print the certificate out and send it back, for example, to those respective counties. For the
transport them by means of transportation vehicles.
Yeah,
or what?
vehicles. We have to pay.
And you have agents there.
Yes, we have agents. Those agents bring the documents, and then the director general, the registrar signs, and then we send it back. So it's another challenge. That's the reason why the government say you need extra money to run your operations. Because imagine somebody there's no vehicle for that. There's no digital system. The digital system is actually easy. You wouldn't have to move anywhere. All you need to do is to sit to your house and apply, pay. You can use your Visa card. You use your bank account. You pay for your service, and then we'll provide it to you online. You print it out. This director general has a plan. He has developed a 5-year strategic plan that considering digitization of the national archives, considering a construction of a national record center, a national library for the country, modernization, and there are so many things in the strategic plan. Maybe we'll have time to come back and lay out what are those things in the strategic plan. But digitization is on his plate. We just concluded, before coming here, I just concluded a meeting with Olive Business Intelligence. It's a group based in Canada, and they have branches in some part of the world, in different countries. They want to help us in creating a digital archive for us. Okay. So we had that conversation. We've been talking, and we hope that some of those things, those conversations can be fruitful, because there are so many people who want to help us. They are coming in, but we can't just say yes. We need to pump money into this, and the government is not giving us the type of money we need to do digitalization. Honestly, we will need around 2 to 3 million to digitize the entire system. There are lady records. There are records from Joseph Jigen Rabo up to the.
Do you think you can raise that money to do it? What you need international partners.
We need international partners. That's why the director general is supporting the project office right now. We have a robust project office that is reaching out to people, doing concept notes, writing project proposal to see how best we can do some of the things. Like the government, our agency is also trying to work with the government to tap into the 50 million grant that is coming from Hungary. So
50 million grants.
Yeah, they should. Yeah, from Hungary. I mean, for the Liberian government, for so many things, they will be cutting across.
It's coming for the support of the.
No, for the entire country.
Okay.
Yeah, so they'll be looking at electricity. They'll be looking at the
Education.
They'll be looking at the health and technology. Under technology, they already archives can come in with digitalization process. So we hope we can get something for that to help digitize the
Now,
national.
before we activate the phone lines for the participation of the callers, you talk about what you generated during 2024 and the projection for 2025. Baba, you want to take care of that, or Cappy can go ahead.
So let me take care of that. So we can tell you successfully we have last year the projection was 350,000 United States dollars.
250,000.
Yeah, I will send you details. You don't have to worry.
Yeah.
350,000, and so we were able to generate 365,000 United States dollars. So it mean we exceeded what the government asked us for. And aside from that, we also generated something around the Liberian dollars component were around 2 million plus.
Okay.
2 million plus that we generated.
Around 10,000.
Yeah, 2 million. Yes, that's just extra, So, I mean, I see people talking about corruption. If we have corrupt leaders at the archive, do you think those leaders will have the audacity to allow us report said amount into the government account? No, they wouldn't do that.
But attention is drawn to this, and I will have to go further in investigating this whole thing about,
you have
about the consolidated account you have.
Yeah, so we generated that money, and let me tell you, there are so many things, so many measures the Director General put in place just for us to have that. Before we have something called gratis, we sometimes just something like a goodwill, right?
To whom? It's paid to whom?
So sometimes employees, basically employees. But he said, look, we need to cut some of
volunteers.
Volunteers, yeah. We need to cut these things out. We need the government to generate the needed revenue.
But these are people doing the work, you gotta motivate them.
Yeah, there are other means we're using now to do that. But he saw it He said, no, when we do this, the government will generate more money. That's the reason why he cut it off. And we want to encourage people to, if you have issues, come to the archive and just let us know what the issues are. Then we can be able to do something. Now, for example, some of the legal instruments, we were able to register 2,650 marriage certificates and 5,426 bachelor and spinsterhood certificates for 2024. So, and then there are subpoenas. In 2024, we received 23 subpoenas. The subpoenas, usually the court can ask you, there are issues, you have to go to the court and
do they pay for that too?
No. It's our obligation. Like Bobo said, we support the government and transparency, accountability, making sure, because there are so many land disputes in this country. People taking land, people doing the wrong thing. So the government can call the archive. Are you aware of this? Do you have this instrument registered in your system? Then we have to provide clarity to that as well. So
yeah, I remember one time I went to the archive to do some research about LBS land deed.
Yeah.
And I came across Bobo here, I didn't hear us at the time. So I'm occurring with the
So 608 legal instruments we also register. 61 certified copies of deeds and marriage. We responded to 905 such requests. The such requests are like somebody want to know about their marriage certificate, want to know about their land deed, my deed is, I want to know if it's in the system, such. And, so we were able to 905 were able to conduct those such those requests. We got those requests. We conducted the requests and we provided feedback to the public about what's unfolding. And we also made significant gains, like the Director General. People sitting in office, no equipment. Imagine, so he had to procure equipment for people to work with.
Okay.
So that was part of our 2024 thing, and with the development of the 5-year strategic plan, which I just told you about, and there are other key issues, challenges. We do not have space to keep all of the records in the country. We need a
Gabi, let me leave you there. And recognize few of the guys again and take calls. Muna Klepla is so interested. She says, if the sub offices have certification, the people wouldn't need to travel to Monrovia to do people's work. Sir, thank you. She says she's commending you guys for that. Let me activate the phone lines now.
Yeah, why activate the phone line?
Yeah. You want to say something?
Yeah, as part of the 5.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
As part of the 5 years strategic plan that Kabi spoke, it is enshrined in that document issues that has to do with the sub offices, our decentralization program. And like we said, that we got staff out there contributing, voluntarily collecting revenue. And in that document, we have contacted 1 or 2 organizations to help. And there have been a lot of proposals that have been submitted to the Honorable Director General. Proposals that when put in motion, no one will have to come. You stay right here and instantaneously your process is done electronically. So that has been put in place. And yeah, and another thing is that very soon the Director General will be doing another county tour to be speaking with local authorities, because our past county tour, we spoke with 1 or 2 superintendents who thought to avail some parcels of land for the construction of a carver center in the various counties. So we need to go back to see how we can arrange that and secure those lands so that we can have, because the county service center cannot probably house the level of work we do.
Mr. Boba, thanks a lot. Let me announce the phone numbers now. 0773 419 502 0555 184 Those in the counties in Grand Bassa who are listening to us on 95.7, those in Bong on 90.7, those in Baigiri on 89.7, those in Lofa on 96.7 are encouraged to call as well. Let me take this first caller here. This will be Bob Ivangizi. Hello, Bob.
I got married 2022, and right after the wedding, the guy told us that we should have carried the certificate right after the wedding. Well, unfortunately for us, after the wedding, the woman never found our certificate. But recently, we were trying to do some major moves.
You said when you got married, after what happened? I didn't hear that. You said, what about the certificate?
Yeah, the certificate could not be seen, but fortunately for us, they were doing some movement of material around, we saw it. So can we still bring it back for validation?
Oh, there'll be extra money paid. Which one?
Yeah. So what
okay.
Yeah. The next one is that are they in the business of doing a vacation of to see whether it's genuine and legitimate with the account number and everything that is already on it?
Okay. Thank you, Bob. They will answer your question. Yes, keep listening. 0773 419 502 0555 And for the female lines, which I know you men will also take advantage of, is 773 977 Yeah, let's see that call. Hello, welcome. Hello, welcome. You live. He's gone off. 0773 978 564 is for the females. You can call because sometimes the females don't take advantage of that. So you can also take advantage of you if you are male. Call us on those numbers. Those in Nimba, Lofa, Bong, Mike Gibby, Vanjama. You can call those frequencies in the counties. Just follow them. Better still, send your comments. We'll read them for you. 0773 419 502 0555 The guys that use this number is not working, so just take advantage. Sometimes you keep calling and say, you call me after the show, say, I was trying to call, but no way. But the 0709079007 number is not working for now. We'll have the time to reactivate it after maybe next week. So please keep calling us on those numbers because I know some of you are not used to that number. But you want to be addressing Bob Gizzy's concern while we're with some calls.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Bob Gizzy, what I can say is good that he found his missing certificate, and he talked about whether he can return it. Yes, he can do so, but he will pay a late fee of $25.
So that was anyone who lost a certificate for either a year or more?
No. Just because of late fee, usually after the marriage, you need to bring the certificate back for the Director General to sign. So he didn't do that. So now, we have a different Director General now. So he has to pay. He has to pay that late fee, which is $5. Okay, you can go ahead, Papa.
Let me just take a call. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Welcome, sir.
Yeah, this is Moses calling from my giving.
Okay. Welcome.
Yeah, I have an issue. They go down our December. I'm officially bed brother. I have my woman, she myself married December the 14th. But I put in a certificate because I gave one of my brothers to me a present because we're already in my class. Then I gave him this money to him with a $100 to go register. But since we married, after married, from the 14th today,
you can say man. You can say man.
I get to the man. I get to the man. Hello.
Go ahead. Let's hear you.
The man need the money, but why the people tell me that because he married her because I don't put in the certificate and so they say I have to buy day on a certificate which is $70 to make money. $250 for my certificate to come off. Now after really married for that time too, I can't hear from the man and when I go to the caring center, they will tell me to buy day. We is something like that to make money $250. And I'm officially bad brother that the church help me with that money we did.
Alright, so what you want for them to do for you now?
So that what I found out is so whether that's true now for me to buy it here with $70. I want to do for them.
Okay. Alright, thank you. Okay, is that easy?
Easy. The information is not correct. If you give your money to somebody to process, first and foremost, you must know that person. And when you talk about you are married on social or you got your process your document on, for example, December 4th, and for some reason you cannot get a certificate. Obviously, You just need to come and find out as to whether that certificate that was given you that you saw initially, whether it truly came from the archives. Maybe your brother or whoever may have done something different. So if it came from the archives would just say, yeah, we issued a certificate. So I don't know when you talk about bad, what somebody got a bad date. We don't do that.
We don't do bad dating.
We don't do bad dating. Exactly.
So
So if he wants to know the happiness surrounding his certificate, he can come and and get the requisite information. At least he will know his way out and what next to do.
Like for the verification process, we do verification of land deed, like especially from 2018 downwards. We do the verification because in 2018 we turned the jurisdiction over to the Liberia Land Authority.
Okay.
So, and that verification we term it as a search, where you will bring the details of your deed. Sometimes we ask you for the following the page number. You pay for the search, which is $25 or its equivalent into Liberian dollars. Then we can search. Once we find
just so small, yeah.
Once we find
when you talking, just small.
Once we find your deed, we will issue you a confirmation letter telling you the deed is in the system. If it is not there, we issue you non-discovery.
Okay, go ahead now. You want to ask a question again?
Yeah, because what I'm trying to say there, because the people say the woman Mansua that yeah, she said because we put in the certificate, it was not the chance so that the party and she carried the paper with the. To the area
but he hear the man say Google, he say that they get to end up a bad dating, so the man lie.
Okay, I'll get it.
Let me hear him out.
Okay, when you come to the archive, just reach the communication office.
Okay, I understand. I'll get it, man.
The minute we get to
yeah,
they go eat a vision, pay me money. Hey, go say it. You might not the father go eating you.
So there are people who actually they're not doing well. There are people who duping people now. They were staying around the archives and tell you, say, oh, I can process your paper.
Are you very happy there too?
I mean, years back they used to do that.
Yeah, because I know the National Registry of Atmosphere there it was common there.
Even at the birth certificate era, people are still standing doing same. They tell you, say, we can process it and then pay us the money, give us this, and then we'll process for you. Look, all we can tell you is don't give your money to anyone. Come to the National Archives, go to the customer service center. They will bill you. They tell you to go pay the money to government account. You pay the money, you come back, we process your certificate. Don't see anybody on the road or in front of the building and you feel they're working with the archive and give them your money. You do that, you're doing it at your own risk because you don't know if the person is working with us. So people should learn how to know the system, work with the system, and follow the system properly.
Okay, let's come to you, Bobo. You want to say something? Maybe your parting comments. We have to go.
Yeah, all I want to say is that the Director General has taken a decision to reactivate, our platform name and star inside the archives.
Okay.
That we are working on, so that that platform can be used to provide the requisite information in educating our people as to how to process the documents and other informations surrounding the National Archives. So we will be educating the public, we'll be providing jingles and other things, giving them the actual workings of the archives and all of that. And he talks about the issue of the land deed. It's very important. But right now, the issue of the land deed with that of the land authority is a serious public confusion. You get it clear? Because the National Archives' sole statutory responsibility is to preserve national documents and records. So we say that to have the deed registration with the Liberian Land Authority is a serious mistake, and it is a duplication of function. You understand? And the essence for which the Liberian Land Authority were established, a Greenfield, there have been proliferation of land conflicts around it. And government in the wisdom thought the fate to establish the Liberian Land Commission, then that transitioned into the Liberian Land Authority. purposely to be able to handle some of this land conflict, but to dive into preservation of records, because the registration is the commencement of preservation.
Okay.
It's the conduit used to preserve your records, and it provides information as to retrieval, accessing of your record, and all of that. So, but we hope that they're coming in, head of the Liberian Land Authority and that of the National Archives head, the two authorities can meet so that we can jointly look at it for the general good of our country.
Before I go to Captain Nero for his parting comments, let me ask you again to play the cash giveaway. Big money to be won today, oh. Star 799 star 90 hash. Play with 200 LD and win 10,000 LD or 50,000 LD. I'm a winner. Somebody won the other day and said, "Oh, I'm happy over the first time I win the thing. I've been playing, but don't, you know, sometimes you take the risk. It's a radio game. Star 799 star 90 hash. Play with 200 LD and win 10,000 LD or 5,000 LD. This beautiful Thursday afternoon. We'll give you some bag of rice. You can take some beer somewhere. Copy, how do you end?
Yes, now, in conclusion, we also want to inform the public that the Director General, has key interest in building the capacity of employees there. So last year, the Director General sent William Johnson, who is the technical coordinator, India for his master's program. So he's also thinking about getting other employees for short-term programs in archival science, record management.
You are a beneficiary of the archive scholarship?
No. I'm talking about William Johnson last year.
I'm asking you to.
No. It wasn't the archives. So, and just to let you know, we also completed the payment of our annual due fees to the International Council on Archive, because all of the archival institutions in the world, the RCA is our mother body. So the Director General enforced it, and we are now part of the RCA, and whatever benefits attached, like conferences, training, we will be benefiting from those trainings. So it's actually a plus. Imagine it's been after 5 years. So he's doing well, and we think there are challenges, and those challenges are gradually we can look at them as well. Thank you ever so much for giving us this platform, and thanks to the management of Voice of Liberia. I think I'm part and parcel of this institution. I feel myself into it. Thank you.
Okay, I know you were there before. I want to talk to you who's at Fabric.
Yeah, Febrary, and I used to share the microphone with Sickle Sharif.
Oh, okay. That's how we going home this afternoon. We didn't succeed getting Musa Belil on the line. Or to talk via the phone line, how to bring in the studio. Amuna Kripler said, Klepper said that too can buy your child what? Lunch, please. So you said 200 I can buy a child lunch. My name is John Griffith. I'll be here with George Wayi. George comes tomorrow exclusively, but I take a weekend break. Have a good day. I'll see you when you see me again. But don't go away. Keep playing the cash giveaway. George will do the draws. You will get some good money in your pocket today. Have a good day.